Hello, YouTube. All right, let's go live on Instagram. Hello, hello. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube. I feel like I had a little bit of a break on lives because I've been working on a few other things. We're going to be speaking today about why you don't actually have motivation, one of the biggest reasons behind it. And this is truly inspired by my latest audio program. So it's called The Reset. The Reset is 7 audios. It's currently on pre-sale price at the moment, and it's something that it was so fun to record. But basically what I teach you inside of The Reset, I'm going to be teaching you a little bit today around motivation, self-sabotage, and also like really truly understanding yourself as a high achieving woman, really understanding yourself as someone who wants to live an above average life, who wants to create success. Success is determined by you. So when I say success, it's completely up to you how you decide that. And the reset, the reason I created it and why this live is inspired by it is because sometimes in life, what do we need? We just need a reset. We just really need to reset everything we are doing. And it's something that's so valuable that I highly recommend to all the women that have already purchased it. Listen to it at least every quarter, if not every month. It's one of those things that you can consume and pick up every single month. You can listen on your hot girl walk. You can listen while you're cooking, while you're shopping, while you're driving. I've made it a training program. So it's not like another form of a podcast where I'm just yapping a bit. It's actually a full training program in audio version form, pre-sale at the moment. So go into my stories, send me a DM, but this is inspired by the reset. And I want to speak about motivation because when I have conversations with women who come and work with me, whether it's in a personal growth capacity, whether it's in a business capacity. And in fact, this week was really, really busy. I've had clients from Become the CEO, female entrepreneurs. I'm doing the Visionary, which is a 2025 planning edition mentorship, 4-week mentorship, planning your 2025. My private clients, my woman mastery clients. And so I have been having a lot of different conversations. But one of the things that I notice with any new woman that comes and works with me, and the conversations that I have with these women is normally it's I just don't have motivation, or I feel like I don't have motivation, or I find it really, really hard to stay motivated towards beginning a business or posting content or moving up in my career, getting a promotion, or actually going out dating or changing this about me so my relationship can be more productive, or working on my money mindset. And let me know too, whether you are watching live or whether you're watching replay here or over on YouTube. Let me know what you feel, because I know that I definitely used to use this. I used to say, I'm just not motivated in this, or it's really, really hard for me to stay motivated, especially when you wake up, you're still a human having a human experience. Sometimes we wake up in bad moods. Sometimes we've had a tiff with our family, our partner. For women, we have our cycles. Sometimes we're in our luteal phase. There are so many factors to having a human experience, but I really want to share with you my perspective on motivation and what it comes down to, the root of it. And I teach you more about this inside of the reset. At time of this recording, the reset's only $44 for the next 24 hours pre-sale. But one of the reasons we use motivation as an excuse or as a justification to not working towards what we want to do is because our body has this inability to regulate to what's across the line. So if this is you right now, and there's an invisible line here, and what you desire is over across this line, your body is struggling to regulate to that thing that's across the line. It's struggling to adjust, to become familiar, to become comfortable with what's over the line. And so what we see is, and I'll give you a big, big example I see so much with high achievers, is they want so much from their life. They are very, very driven. They've already seen some success, but to get to that next level, it just seems like they're climbing this hill, and it keeps going, and this mountain, and they keep going and going. And so what they start to do is they procrastinate, or they start to use the excuse such as perfectionism, or they start to have negative self-talk. They get really, really critical towards themselves. And so then we become in this cycle, and we start to say, well, I just don't have motivation to move towards this thing that's across the line. And what that means to me is, number one, you're unable to regulate or change the state of your body, which is a very powerful thing to do, to get towards the thing that's across this line. And like I said, I teach this in the reset. But the other thing is, you are not inspired by either getting the thing that's across the line. It doesn't truly inspire you. I had big conversations about inspiration and values with my clients this week. Or you're not inspired about the way that you're doing. When I work with high achieving women, and I can say this because I am one and I've seen it in myself, we can get very, very stubborn in the way that we want to achieve something, especially if we have seen it work before. We can get very, very stubborn in the ways that we are working towards something. And this is why we will find ourselves in the habit of pushing and grinding and hustling, doing the same thing over and over and over again, because we have picked up evidence along the way that that form has worked. That form was inspiring. But if you're not inspired by the thing you're going after, which is a completely different story, I might touch on that. But if you're not inspired in the way that you're doing it, it is always going to feel like an uphill battle. And so, in fact, it's not your motivation, which is getting covered by, tainted by perfectionism, procrastination, negative self talk. It's not your motivation levels whatsoever. You're just lacking discipline, you're lacking focus, and most importantly, you're lacking the inspiration in the way that you're doing it. Something I say to my clients is, especially my business clients, is if it's not inspiring, eliminate it or delegate it. Like it's black and white as that. It gets to be as black and white. I'm sure there are many things in your business or your career or your relationships, your personal life, where you feel like you have to do it or you should do it. You truly don't need to do anything. What you do need to do is find the inspiration in the things that you're doing. And so a lack of motivation is a lack of inspiration, which means it's a lack of disconnection between you and the thing that you're going after. So right now, think about what you want. Maybe it's to eventually quit your job and go all in on your business. Maybe you're going all in your business and you want to hit a 5K, 10K, 20, 30, 40, 50K month. Maybe you want to pay off debt. Maybe you want to buy a brand new house or a brand new car. Maybe you want to start a brand new relationship or take your current relationship to the next level. If you aren't inspired about the way that you're doing it and you're disconnected from your values and you're not seeking a way, a funnel to get into those values, you are never going to see the success that you desire in the way that you desire. I'm not going to say you're never going to see the success. You absolutely can, but it's not going to feel how you think it should feel. And so in my container that I currently have open, I have 2 spots available. It's the Visionary, it's the 2025 Planning Edition. And I'm going to share with you something that I went with all the clients that are in it that started this week. So as it suggests, we have 4 weeks of mentorship, one-on-one mentorship, calls, Voxer support during the week. And we actually plan out 2025, but we're starting from this quarter. So Q4 to Q4. And the biggest conversation I've had with these clients, and by the way, like I said, 2 spots available. So if you want to plan out your entire 2025, definitely I'm the woman for you to do it, because I'm going to be sharing you and going in depth. And we have the calls, strategy calls. So it's not like you get on a call and I give you a bit of a pep talk and you go on your way. It's an intensive. So if you're not looking for like an intensive mentorship, it's probably not for you, but it's definitely for you if you're like, all right, I need accountability. I need a plan of attack. I do not want to repeat anything that I've done this year or the things that actually haven't gotten me to where I want to be. And one of the conversations this week with all of those clients was around values and understanding what we value. Now, when you think of values, what most people are taught is to Google a list of values. In fact, let me just do it now so I can prove my point. So values list, right? Courage, honesty, integrity, commitment, adaptability, adventure, ambition. This is what we are taught. This is definitely what I was taught. But the process of understanding your values, which then in return means you understand yourself, is far deeper than confidence or discipline or leadership or integrity. It's understanding the macro and micro. What are you working towards and what does that look like? Not what you desire, but what are you actually doing? Most people tell me that they want to work on their money mindset, or they want to be rich, or they want to be wealthy, or they want to save X amount. But I can have a 10-minute conversation and I can ask them to list their values. This happened with a client. In one of her goals for 2025, she wanted to save $30,000. When she gave me her values before we went through the in-depth process, there was not one macro or micro value that actually alluded to and fed into money or wealth or finances. Not one. Isn't that crazy? We are creating goals because we think they sound good, or we think that that's what we should do. We are creating goals because we think that's what is going to make us successful. The things that most people are striving towards. And then when you actually do this process and understand yourself and connect with yourself and understand what inspires you, you probably realize that the reason why you haven't achieved what you want to achieve over the past few months, this year, the past couple of years, is because you actually have no connection to yourself. And from that, you're not inspired to do what you do. I have women come to me, female entrepreneurs, and they're not inspired at all in their business. I have women come to me that are in careers and they're not inspired at all. Yeah, they make good money. Yeah, they have great status or success, but they're not inspired whatsoever. And so you don't actually need more motivation, whatever that means. What you need is to practice discipline and focus on understanding what inspires you and what you truly value in life. Your macro and your micro value. Like I said, I go through this in my containers. But if you want to start somewhere, definitely I recommend getting into the Reset audio program. It's just insane, the value in there. We use the term motivation as a term to justify why we can't go after what we truly want, when really deep down, what we're struggling with and what we're confronted with is change. Change is one of the most dysregulating things that you will ever experience in your life. Change is one of the most dysregulating things that you will have to work through in life. People think that you make a choice to change and it's easy, or it's easy breezy and things go smoothly because you finally made a decision to change. That's not the case. Your entire body and your entire nervous system goes, whoa, this is way too much to handle. Let's just stop this. And so your job is to actually embrace that discomfort, embrace the feeling that it is the unknown. The sooner that you're able to come to terms with the change that you desire in your life and what you want to do in your life is actually going to be dysregulating, the sooner that you can realize when you're using lack of motivation as an excuse. And so to recap, before I leave this live, it's not a lack of motivation. It's a lack of discipline and focus to actually understand and go through what inspires you and what you truly value in life. Write down your goals. Write down your goals for the rest of the year or coming into the brand new year. And I want you just to ask yourself why you have that goal. Why do you have that goal of saving $50,000? Why do you actually have that goal of starting the business or leaving that job or having a baby or buying a house or buying a car or traveling to 6 different countries? Or why do you have that goal? We don't get curious enough about the things that we desire. And this is where most people are so disconnected. And then on paper, and I've experienced this on paper, my life looks so freaking good, so blessed, but I was so disconnected because it wasn't inspiring. I didn't value any of it in the way that I was working towards it. I lacked discipline. I lacked focus. I lacked a connection with myself. I lacked understanding myself. And so your homework is to go away and get super curious on what your goals are, get super curious on where you keep telling yourself in life that you lack motivation. And instead, the question to ask yourself is, why am I uninspired by this action? Or why am I uninspired by what I'm working towards? Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself, not where can I get more motivation, or how do I get motivation? It's how can I become more inspired? How can I create something for my life that's inspiring? How can I do that? And that is where the magic will change you. And like I said, this whole conversation has been inspired by the Reset audio program. It's available on pre-sale at the moment, 12 out of 10, if I do say so myself. But if you want more of a mentorship, a short-term 4-week, the Visionary 2025 Planning Edition, I have 2 more spots. We plan your entire 2025. In fact, we start from now, Q4 to Q4, we go in depth. It's an intensive mentorship. So if you're not one for accountability, you don't want someone to point out your blind spots and to hold space for you, it's probably not for you, and that's cool. I would recommend the Reset, where you can go at your own pace. You can listen to that on your hot girl walk, whatever it is. But now we are in Q4. I think it was yesterday, October 3rd. We literally have 90 days. And this is, I think it's called the October theory, where people start to realize, okay, I haven't made a leeway with everything that I said I would this year. What can I do? And they're frantic and scrambled. Don't be frantic and scrambled. Instead, just ask yourself better questions. What can I do that inspires me? And if it doesn't, can I eliminate it? Can I delegate it? What do I actually value? The goals that I'm setting for myself, why do I value them? Where did it come from? Where did this belief system come from? I'm going to go. Any questions, please let me know. Slide into my DMs, leave a comment on this replay on YouTube, or you can come over to Instagram as well. Bye, YouTube.